Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Astrological Intentions. I am your host, Alex Reevy, along with the vivacious Vespa driver herself, Sandy Reevy.
What a wonderful time. What a trail.
It is episode 377, the week of October 13th. Let's get right into it. In the transits, we start off with today, Venus ingress Libra.
Home sweet home.
And Venus opposing Neptune retrograde.
Don't believe all.
And Pluto stations direct.
Congratulations.
Then Tuesday the 14th, Venus trine Uranus retrograde.
Freeing people.
And Venus trine Pluto.
Tantric class.
Then Friday the 17th, Sun squared Jupiter.
Be grateful.
And on the horizon, we have our Talisman trunk show coming up in November, our Egypt retreat in next year, September. And in our house, Sandy is bringing us up to date on the Italy retreat and why she needs 3 Capricorns. Stay tuned for this episode of Astrological Intentions.
I say go do you. Now travel far, share your stories and earn your scars. It's you. Say you are the one, you will answer to when this life is done. Don't waste a minute, jump in the river, wash yourself clean so you can deliver you. The story of you,
Hello, vivacious Vespa driver. I don't normally get V's, so this one was fun.
Oh. Wow, we had a beautiful day. It was a sunny day. Well, they've all been sunny, and we thought we were going to have a cloudy day or an overcast day, but I'm glad I did purchase. I told you how I lost my sunglasses, and I really wanted to buy a pair of sunglasses in Florence, right?
Yeah.
And so I bought a pair of sunglasses in Roma.
Oh, yeah.
And so I'm really glad I had them for the Vespa, because when you're driving kilometer per mile, the wind would have gotten in your eyes. So I'll tell you about it in our house. It was such a fun experience, which interesting. Not all of us were able to drive our own Vespas.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll talk about that in our house. Let's move into the transits. So kind of a heavy forward week, very packed early on, starting with Monday, October 13th. Today, we got 3 transits, Venus ingress Libra.
So this is nice. This is home sweet home. Venus this means this on Monday at 4:19 p.m. Chicago time. Venus moves out of her fall of Virgo and moves into her house of domicile. And so, it's time to host in positive gatherings, get your friends together, enjoy all social activities, socialize, share, bring a bottle of wine home from Tuscany and invite your friends over. So it's just a really nice time for agreeing and negotiating fairly. Yes, Venus loves the sign, so she's going to be here for about 3 weeks.
Okay. So we can start entertaining and making things beautiful at home.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's move on to the next transit, Venus opposing Neptune retrograde.
Yeah, I mean, Neptune's retrograde and Neptune's at 0. Neptune's at the Aries point. And so Venus is opposing it. And, don't believe all you hear. Don't believe all the love bombs that you might be hearing. So instead, feel it. Feel it. It'll show you the truth with like chill bumps, which is a big part of our retreat here in this castle.
What are chill bumps?
That feeling of you're getting chills all over your goosebumps, or you're getting the chill all the way down your arms, through your body and into your legs.
Yeah.
We've been getting a lot of those. And so that can kind of mean, you won't believe something until you feel that. right? Because Venus is opposing Neptune. In other words, blah, 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 blah. You're so beautiful. Everything is so good. Everything is so nice, but is it? Right? You can't believe everything you hear.
Got it.
Right? Would not be a great time to, you know, trust. You have to feel it in order to trust it. Some people may be like, say things when they really don't mean it.
Okay. And the third transit of Monday, Pluto stations direct at 1 degree Aquarius.
So this is at around 10 o'clock at night, Chicago time. And I just said, hey, January 21st birthdays, congratulations. You're just finishing up the 1 degree of Pluto. Pluto has been over 1 degree for now, like for a year, like maybe even a little longer than a year.
Mm-hmm.
And it's
and
finishing
Pluto transits
up.
are not easy.
They're not easy. They will transform. So, I hope you're able to, anybody that's around January 21st, or January 21st and 22nd, get clear on what has changed, what has improved through the death and rebirth that Pluto has transformed something for you.
Mm-hmm.
It seems now that you're on your new path. Welcome it and get inspired to walk in a new way. All right, because you're right. Pluto transits can be
very difficult.
They can strip things from you in order for you to rebuild them. But at this point, for the January 21st babies, you've been already in the rebuilding or the stripping stage, and now it's time to, maybe you've already started rebuilding, and it's time to continue that. You're on your new way. Congratulations.
Yeah. Well, that is a big congratulations. So let's move on to Tuesday, the 14th, Venus trine Uranus retrograde.
Yeah, this is freeing people. This is, keeping others close to your heart while you allow others to choose their own way. We've heard those comments that maybe our mothers have told us, or someone that has a mature head on their shoulders that says, let someone go. If it is truly love, or if they're truly yours, they will return. It's a trine, so I'm not trying to frighten anyone here, but it just says, let people do their own thing. Even if you say, hey, you go your way, I'll go mine. Let's come back together around 8 p.m. and share our information. So it's kind of doing new things, doing new things. And I did just, not following the news too closely over here in Tuscany because I'm in Italy.
You are, yeah.
Greece and Italy for a month.
You got a bubble.
So I don't really know what's going on in the United States, but I did hear someone say that some of the prisoners will be let go by Hamas, and I'm wondering if this would be the day, because I had called it a year ago, freeing the people.
Right.
Right. So this is a positive aspect.
Right. And also freeing the people that are around you. Like, if you're trying to hug something too tight, you might strangle it. Mm-hmm. Right. It's that kind of idea.
Yeah. Do something different. Meet up in a different fashion, have a different attitude, have a gathering with all the people that may not know one another. Right. That's always interesting to introduce your friends, like, oh, I've heard about you. Are you the one that goes on the streets with Sandy?
Right.
And you get to learn something.
All right. So there is also a second transit of Tuesday the 14th, Venus trine Pluto.
So Venus moves, we hear trine, Venus moves in this area. It's air. Venus is in her Libra, that's air. She's making that trine to Uranus in air of Gemini, and then immediately in the air of Aquarius, where Pluto is. So this I like to call like a Tantric class, really digging in the depth of a feeling or a love connection or a friendship. Like, go in and see, like, free yourself from any
distractions or You're right.
clause that are not, that don't feel good, and then find out what does feel good, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's a grand trine. Mercury was here not too long ago, making this grand trine, and now it's Venus. And Venus is better positioned here because than Mercury, because Venus rules this other air sign of Libra.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe you're finishing up or continuing on or have learned something the last time that Mercury got here. The sun got here. The sun was here. The sun was here like September 23rd. And so that anything that happened around September 23rd, which was only like 2 to 3 weeks ago, is something is connecting, possibly something is working out. There's some kind of new attitude.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's chat about the final transit of this astrological week, which is Friday, October 17th, Sun square Jupiter.
I like this one, even though it's a square. We do call Jupiter the greater benefic. It's making a square to, well, I should say the sun is making a square to Jupiter. And this is just to be grateful. Be grateful what you already have. There's no need to get more, do more, receive more, give more. Just really don't go overboard here. Just be in the hum of your hum, right? Of your gratitude. We played a song, I've been introducing a bunch of the music that I've prepared for the retreat, and we were doing our talismans the other day, and I had put on some music because we don't talk during our talisman making, and I had put on a song called "Be Grateful," and it's by Lucas. I'll have to look that up again. It's a new singer for me. I've not heard this guy, but I'm using a lot of his music in here. Mm-hmm. But one of the girls afterwards said "Oh my God, I love that song," because the song was about be grateful for your heart, be grateful for your eyes. It went through all the aspects that you might forget to
right and take for granted.
Yeah, I'm looking up. Lucas Mack. It's called "I Am Grateful." It's really a beautiful song, and so that would be a good time to listen to this. Be grateful for so many things. You already have a heart. You already have a head. You already have eyes, right? You have
what you need, right? And it's all a blessing. It's so true. It's so true. Well, very cool. And especially that Tuesday into Friday, the Tantric kind of like going deep into the moment and really exploring what the moment has to offer, or say a feeling or a sensation, and living that throughout the week. So that might be a good theme. And Friday to be like, wow, this is a beautiful life. So let's move on. And also, before we move on, you can follow along personally with these transits. So download the astrology guide or your natal chart. Both links are in the show notes. So let us know what you think. If you also want to get a personal astrology reading with Sandy, there is also that option. So we're going to breeze over talisman times. There are tons happening. The pre-sale talismans are all listed on the website, and the link is in the show notes. So go ahead, head over there. And moving on to the horizon, we have our Talisman Trunk Show happening on November 5th. So mark that in your calendars, because Sandy is going to be going through all the talismans that she's making here as in Europe, and all of your travels in Greece and Italy, right? Yeah. And so that'll be a really fun, entertaining time together, where you'll also share like maybe where you were while you were creating this, like on the beach in Agana Island or in a castle in Tuscany. So pretty cool. So don't forget, you can sign up. That link is in the show notes. All right. And then we also have coming up next year. So we're getting this up and out super early. This is our Egypt retreat. And wow, you already have signups. People from last year, people who felt like they totally missed out last year and couldn't stand the thought of not going this year. So,
and actually, some of the women on this trip, I mean, one of the ladies that is on this trip is going to Egypt. And, I've gotten the women on this trip, there's half of them have been with me before on a retreat, and the other half have never been on a retreat with me. So right. I'm listening to one lady who says, I'm gonna make it to Egypt with you. I love what you're doing here.
Oh, that's awesome.
So,
well, perfect transit into our house where you're gonna give us the updates on the Italy retreat. So
how much time will you allow me to talk, Alex? You're always.
Let's say we can go 15 minutes. I'll extend this 15 minutes.
I mean, right from the beginning, this is the perfect group. Like I said, half the women have been on retreats with me, the other half haven't. And it's just every woman is saying, we have the best group ever. Oh my gosh, this is so perfect. It's really everybody's listening. Everybody is involved in eyes, heart, ears open, because we are talking about we opened the ceremony with learning who their current guardian angel is. And so much of the current guardian angels, maybe objectives or offerings or gifts have, can you hear the bell tower?
No.
It's dinging 5. It's 5 p.m.
5 p.m. Okay, beautiful. I mean, I can imagine.
Oh my gosh. And it dings on the hour starting at 7 a.m. till 9 p.m. But then on the half hour, it just dings once. And it's in the Tuscan Hills that's rolling. It's everything. Like I'm looking out here to rows and rows and rows and rows of grapevines.
Yeah. And Tuscany has my all-time favorite tree, which is those cypress trees, the long pointy ones.
Yeah, they're right outside from my window.
I love those trees. They're beautiful.
But getting back to what were we even talking about?
We were talking about you're giving us an update on the retreat and saying that this is the best group ever. And that's wonderful. That's so great. It's so great to hear that everyone's coming together and really listening to each other's stories and past life stories and current life missions.
Because majority of them don't know each other, right? And so it's as they share, because we're spending a lot of time of absorbing and then sharing, and you're seeing the storyline come out in what was just read to them, and then we moved right into current soul mission, level 1, level 2. Then we had a day off and we went to Florence. We spent all day. Man, we got picked up here at 8 a.m. and we didn't get home until 8 p.m. We were tired.
Oh, I'm sure. But it's such a beautiful city. And it is, you and I were talking about the difference between Rome and Florence, and you're a Florence gal all the way.
I prefer Florence. Yeah.
I don't know what it is about Rome, but I just love it. I have been to Florence and I do appreciate it. I think it's such a beautiful city. I only got an afternoon there though, mind you. But there's just something about Rome. There's something about Rome.
This was my first time in Rome, which I did love. And we would spend, some of the ladies have, whether it's on their phones, or how many steps you can put in. And our first day, we had a tour and we walked around, did the Trevi Fountain and the Spanish Steps. And actually, did you see what happened An 80-year-old man drove down at 4 a.m. He said he was heading to work. And
Oh,
he was at the top and his GPS told him to turn left. And he
oh,
started to go down the steps. Well, now it's 4:30 in the morning. Nobody's walking the Spanish steps.
oh,
But he got like part of the way down. Did you walk those? We
yeah,
walked
yeah.
them. We walked up.
Hmm.
And they had
What?
they had to get a crane and lift his car because the car got
Oh my
stuck on the steps.
gosh.
And it was while we were there.
No, I did not hear about that. That is
And he
crazy.
said, and he's like, I was going to
He was
work.
probably on the like walking GPS as opposed to the car GPS because they wouldn't tell you to turn left if it knew you were in a car.
But also it's like if you go to work every day and you live there, okay.
True, true.
Maybe he was just having a senior moment. He was 80 something. Anyway,
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked Rome, but man, we were so tired because we would start walking and walking and walking. Went to the Colosseum that one day, and the Trevi and the Spanish Steps and the gelato and then we would get back home, and it's like, oh my God, we walked 6.5 miles. Then the next day we went to, where did we go the second day?
Vatican?
Oh my God, the Vatican. Oh my
Right.
God.
Well, and did we chat about, have we chatted about this on the, I don't even know. So yes, we're talking about the pre-retreat, and you had a group of 4 of you ladies that were going and touring, and you got to go see all of that.
Yeah, so now we're on the retreat in Tuscany at Monte Gufani Castle.
Yes, the main one. And everyone's there.
And it's just such a welcoming place. We're all hearing about the Polidora, the ghost, that, there are spirits here. Mm-hmm. And when we had a little, we invited one of the Alejandro to come and talk to us for 2 hours about the castle and the art and the whole monument men and the Nazi soldiers and how the Primavera was hidden behind the tapestry, and they never found it, which is why we still have it.
Right.
We saw pictures of all the 200 plus masterpieces that were leaning against the wall in our classroom.
Wow.
And so
that is pretty cool.
And so he says, do you know about Polidora? And I knew about it, but some of the women were like, oh, don't tell me if there are ghosts here. I don't want to know. Right. So I didn't say anything. Well, we only have a few more days.
Is Polidora a name, or is that like
Polidora?
Is that like
a lady's name?
Italian for ghost? It's a lady's name. Okay.
It's a lady's name who lived here with her very wealthy family. And her dad set her up to marry an older man so that families could blend and be, more prosperous.
Yeah, true.
Thing. And on her wedding day, she got dressed in her wedding gown and walked to the top of the tower and jumped off into the well, which is directly below.
Oh my gosh.
So when the husband was in the courtyard, I guess it was just before the wedding, and he went into the well, she wasn't there. So they see her about once a year for hundreds of years, walking in the courtyard in her wedding gown.
I got the chill bumps.
So they haven't seen her this year. So Cosimo is the owner here. And he was saying, they haven't seen her yet this year. But we just had the full moon in Aries while we were here. And so we thought for sure. So I was looking. I can't see the courtyard from my bedroom window. I can only see the rose garden and the hills, which I would prefer to see my view. And we were looking for her, and we haven't seen her yet. But one of the women, and I asked them not to say to one of the women in our group is staying in her room. The lady doesn't know it yet. And I'm going to tell this person or tell the group as we're leaving on Saturday morning, I'm going to tell them which one is staying in her bedroom.
Oh, that's crazy. I mean, it's better to say that once you leave.
It's dark here. It gets black, pitch black. Now we have the full moon, right? So but we go to dinner at 7:30 and we don't come out of there sometimes till 9 or 9:30. And we're
Right.
exhausted.
So then
and it's like the
you just
Italians
have
go to bed right with a full tummy, right? It's like, oh my
that's
gosh,
so crazy.
I have to
right?
get back on my program before I even get home. Yeah. So, yeah, but another funny story was, so the owner works here. He doesn't live here. He lives closer to Florence. And
Okay.
I don't know how many years, maybe 30 years. He remembers the group that I was in 20 years ago when I came.
Wow, really?
Yeah, he bought a book. He bought a book from Ray Merriman. In fact, I need to tell Ray that, the financial astrologer, he bought a book of his. So he remembers that. And I said, yeah, we ate over there. He goes, yes, I remember, because there were 90 of you. They have 140 beds here.
Wow, that's cool.
And we're only using, a handful of them. But so there's
Perfect wedding location.
It is.
Except I don't know about after the Palmadora story.
And so we didn't see him because we got here on a Saturday and then he didn't come in to work till Monday. But there's been workers here. And so we were finishing up a class and it was time. Oh, it was because it was Monday. So this is kind of a long story. I don't mean for it to be long, but I had rented a car from Florence so that we could, because we each have kitchenettes in our apartments, in the castle apartments.
Right.
And so I was taking people to the grocery store, which was down the hill, in the car and picking up the groceries. And the last group that got in kind of late, we had to wait till the next day. So we went down, they were closed. I'm like, we'll have to come back after class. We went back down, they were closed because it was a Sunday. So we had been down there 2 times. And so now it's Monday and we're headed after class, which was around like 12:30. And the ladies are like, okay, because we're hungry. We were all sharing our food with them. Because we were making our own lunches.
Yeah.
And so they got their, they're ready after class. And one of the other girls comes up and says, Sandy, I just got word the owner, Cosmos, wants you to see him in his office.
Uh-oh. That sounds like a principal announcement right there.
And I was like, what? She goes, I know, that's the way the lady said it to me. And I was like, oh my God, you go right into that. What did I do? So I grabbed the car keys, because I know I have to take these ladies and I'm not paying attention to the time. So I go into the office and I said, hey, I'm Sandy. I was told that, the owner wants to talk to me. And he was sitting with his back to me on a computer. And it was so funny. Vicky loves the way I do this. It's kind of like a Zoolander, where he just turns around, takes his glasses off and like looks at me like that. And he stands up and he's really tall and he's really nice looking. And he's probably my age. And he's just like, Sandy. Oh, and there was no like, he needs to see you in his office, right? None of that negative, because I was walking into his office going, I like you, you like me, I like you, you like me, I like you, sending out my positive bubbles. And it hit his positive bubbles. And we're talking. I was like, oh, I've been here before. He's like, I remember. I said, we ate here. And I said, I think, did you have your own wine vineyards then? He goes, yes, we were making our own Chianti.
Wow.
We now rent those because it's a lot of work. And he says, we don't make our own wine anymore. We rent out our grape vineyard
Vines.
to a
Yeah.
local winemaker. And so we're having this conversation. He's like, I just wanted to ask you if we've got the minister of frescoes from Florence coming into the castle. And I want to make sure it's okay if he comes in and does some videos of your La Galleria, our classroom.
Oh, cool.
Because they've never ever, which I didn't know this, they've never been refurbished here since that room was painted. And
Wow. That's impressive because
that room was built or was frescoed in 1695, and it's never had any touch-ups.
wow.
But there's this ministry that goes around to all these old buildings and villas and castles and does an assessment on do they need restoration? Because there's a program where the owner doesn't have to pay for it all because they're trying to,
maintain
all the old frescoes.
So cool.
And so he's telling me this, and I'm saying, oh my gosh, everything's been great. The food's great. And all of a sudden, the three girls come in, and they're like, Sandy, we just want to let you know that the grocery store closes in 10 minutes.
Oh, no.
And I go, oh, I'm sorry. They go, yeah, we were waiting down by the car, which is this like long driveway. It's not even a driveway. There's like this walkway. We've been waiting down at the car for like 15 minutes.
Oh, no.
And I was like, oh, my gosh. And Cosimo looks at his Ross. He goes, oh, yeah, you guys better hurry. So that takes all three of them to get me out of this conversation with the owner of the castle. So we start walking to the car, and Stephanie says, yep, all three of them are Capricorns. And she goes, it takes 3 Capricorns to move the Pisces.
To wrangle you.
Wrangle the Pisces lady who talks and talks and talks and has no idea of the timing. And I said, oh my gosh. And it takes my daughter, who is a stellium in Capricorn,
right,
to get me moving and to watch the time and to stop and to move on.
It's so true.
We laughed. And so everybody's laughing about the story because they know how I go off into tangents.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So they're like, yeah, you're going to have to call your podcast. Sandy needs 3 Capricorns.
So well, perfect.
It was so funny. And I said, that's so true because I'll just keep going on and on. So anyway, it was funny.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, it sounds like so far it's been absolutely incredible.
Yeah. Yeah. And so then I had, after our, we had our Vespa tour today.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I'll let you go over your 15 minutes.
Okay. All right, Capricorn.
You're welcome.
Well, there were some ladies who were like, I'm one of them that never drove a Vespa before. And so we get picked up, we go down, we get our helmets, we get sized for that. Then we go over to the Vespa, and there's other people, 2 other groups there.
Right.
And they're practicing. They're putting one of us on the scooter at a time. Here's the throttle. Here's the brake. Here's how you do this. Yeah. And they were testing us because some of the ladies were like, oh, I don't know. I've never done it before. I've been kind of nervous all night. And we're like, it's like riding a bike. It ain't. It's not like
it's a very high speed bike.
It's nothing like riding a bike. So some people were tested and ended up either riding on the back. We're riding on the back of some of the instructors' scooters, and some of us got to ride, and everybody was happy. And then we went and we did some wine tastings and delicious food, some olive oil. It was such a fun time but for those that were driving the Vespa, I was one of them. Oh my God, we only did, 31 miles.
Wow.
But it didn't, I wonder if I did the math right, but it didn't seem like that. We drove for about an hour and a half with some stops along the way for photography or whatever. It was such a beautiful course. It's not like you could it's not like you were the passenger
That
in a
sounds about
car and you
right.
can look around and take videos or anything. So I was
You were
right
probably
behind
doing what, like 30 miles an hour, maybe 35.
well, the kilometers.
Right. No,
So he
I'm just
said,
saying, like, you weren't going crazy fast and you weren't going crazy slow. So if it took you 30 minutes to take your pictures and things and make those little stops, then it must have been like about an hour of driving. That hour of driving, depending on how fast you were going, it could be 30 miles.
he said we started driving around 10 o'clock and we got back to no, I think we were driving for a total of an hour and a half. In,
Oh, okay.
in 20 minutes and then maybe another
Right. A
half
little
hour or
break.
something like that. But it was so
Hmm.
fun. Those of us that got off were like, we could have done that all day.
Yeah, I bet. That sounds,
It
that's
was,
like,
it was
that's like
beautiful.
Roman holiday, perfect, picturesque, black and white, beautiful vintage movie scene. That's super cool.
Yeah, it was fun. I would do that again. So yeah, we're just getting back and we're all like, oh my gosh, we're a bit tired. Ugh.
Well, yeah, because the adrenaline's up. You got to make sure that you're not going off one of those rolling hills.
And there were still cars on the road, and the guy was like, hey, the people that are driving these cars, they're used to the Vespas on the road.
Right.
You're not used to being on a Vespa with cars on the road. So you're kind of king or queen of the road. They will go around you. Just stay straight,
Right.
right? You
Right.
know? It was
Well,
like,
good. That sounds
yeah,
super fun.
we would do that again. Yeah.
Oh, good. Well, I mean, thank you so much for the update. It's super exciting to live vicariously through you and the retreaters. I just feel like it's such a great group, and um I know that it's probably going to end sooner than you all want, but be grateful, right? Be grateful
Be grateful.
and know that it was just a perfect opportunity and you really put this together. So, so cool. So cool.
Yeah, and now I'm envisioning I want to expand the closing ceremony because I've gotten permission to do two things that I wanted to do that I didn't. I talked to Cosimo today and he's given me permission to do something,
Ooh,
which will be a surprise for the ladies.
which I think you could share it here, but
Yeah,
maybe
there's
you
a
don't want
special
to.
room next to the grotto that's down below. You have to continue walking down these ancient steps, and there's this beautiful grotto of statues, all made of shells. But if you continue on and you walk through a garden, there's these big, big, big like arch doors. And I remember them from 20 years ago, but when I was here a year ago, they were not opened. But I
Mm.
remember, and there was like three of us were walking around the grounds, and I said, oh, I want to see if we had a classroom that we were in somewhere down here, and the door was already open, and we went in, and it's this really, really cool room of this long like couch bench, like stone long, and there's this like red cushion on it, and it's full of candles in the background, like the big white taper,
Ooh,
the big chunky candles.
that's cool.
And so I went up, and it's called the Illuminary. It's called the room is Illuminary.
That's beautiful.
So
Please, please, please take pictures. Please take a group picture. Please, please, please.
so and then it might be warm enough tomorrow where we get to sit outside and eat. So that's the other kind of surprise that we'll get to sit
Ooh.
outside and watch a bit of the sun go down over the hills while
That
we eat
sounds
because it's been a little
magical.
chilly. Yeah, because by 7:30 it's dark. The sun goes down here about 6:45.
Mm.
But I've got all of the talismans done. I got the candles ready. We've got the angel wings ready. so it's, it'll be a surprise for everybody. So I have to plan that. I got your meditation that you recorded for us.
Yeah.
That's amazingly beautiful. I've got all the music ready. I've got the books ready. I've got everything's ready to go. I just have to plan it out and prep it. But we'll all begin to walk to this as if we're reborn angels. It'll be really cool.
Beautiful. Well,
and the room we're in, the room I'm teaching in, is when you look up on the frescoes, it's all angels.
Oh, very cool.
All angels on the ceiling. Yeah, I'll have to show you pictures.
Beautiful. Well, yeah, we'll keep posting on social media your pictures and sharing a little bit of these stories. So that's all for this week, everybody. Thank you so much for listening in. Don't forget, be grateful this week. We'll talk to you next week. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
I say go do you. Now travel far, share your stories and earn your scars. It's you. Say you are the one you will answer to when this life is done. Don't waste a minute, jump in the river. Wash yourself clean so you can deliver you. The story of you, the story of you. The story of you, the